36 minutes long. Quite long. Kind of interested. I heckin' love reacting, man. All right, let's see. Genshin Impact 5.2 special program. Can you guys believe this, by the way? We are already almost 2 months past 5.0. Time flies kind of fast, chat. In a normal patch cycle for Genshin usually has like a solid amount of content until like .6. And then after .6, you're waiting until like .8. And then you get an announcement of like the new region, right? So like basically with 5.2, we are a third of the way through Natlan. Not really a third, but like a third of like the meaningful content. That's kind of crazy, man. Genshin's almost been out for 5 years. Oh my god, that's crazy, man. Okay, let's see. Sorry for a little bit of life in the beginning.
We're a tribe of warriors.
Ooh.
In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
I can tell that's Chasca's voice right away. Yeah, I can tell that's Chasca's voice right away.
So Ochkan's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
Ooh.
If you want to resolve a conflict...
Wait, should I remove the closed captions? How about we just ignore it for now? Forget.
You need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place,
Okay, maybe it's
the
fine.
easiest person to find is...
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
Dude, this guy is so edgy, man. This guy is straight out of Naruto. Dude, I can't.
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
This guy is straight out of Naruto, man. Like, he's got his Rasengan, and like, he's basically just like a dark colored Naruto. You know, he's more blue tinted than orange tinted.
Body.
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
Wait, what is he? Is he mid? Okay, hold on. What's going on here?
500 years later, mystery surfaced again.
I love Capitano's voice.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
Okay.
As long as the soul
I
is
just saw
involved,
Chasca
I should
riding
be able
her
to
gun,
help.
Chad. Oh my. That looks so stupid. Look at this fucking frame, dude. What is Chasca doing like that, man? Her gun is pointing up to the sky. What is that?
Be free.
Take me up.
Take me up. I see. Okay, so she's
Time to say
flying in guns. Nice.
Knock him down.
Oh my god. Okay, is Chasca straight from Valorant? Thoughts?
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Oh, I see. Very interesting, chat. Very interesting. I'm kind of intrigued on Chasca's design, not gonna lie, chat. You can turn on background opacity if you click on the closed captions and settings. Oh, options here. Oh, I see. Character edge style. What?
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program.
So are they doing the same thing because voice actors are still in the strike?
I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
The Loke
And
team.
I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a cuckoo soar. Want to join us?
Hey, don't be shy. Come out and say hello.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't. But I can make an educated guess based
They're
on
doing
her
their
body
job. It is what it
language.
is, chat.
Whoa, are all cuckoosaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult cuckoosaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our cuckoosaur friend kicked things off for us, I know just the place to start. The Flower Feather Clan.
Flower
All right,
feather
let's do
clan.
it. Cuckoosaurs live among the Flower Feather Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains. This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people can command the power of the skies.
Oh.
It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to patrol and safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats, disseminate intel,
region in
and
the
quickly
background looks kinda
neutralize any
sick, chat.
dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold trials to assemble the fastest teams in the tribe.
Okay, so
The
flight is
trials
important,
test a pilot's skill and teamwork with the Cuckoosaurs.
right?
Oh, I'm so pumped about these
I feel like
Cuckoosaurs.
flight is a really important
Yeah,
part of this match
Cuckoosaurs
then.
are the proudest out of all the Saurians. They know that they're the kings of the sky. Cuckoosaurs can consume phlogiston to climb higher or perform a horizontal roll in midair. Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition, they can even use phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
What is
Okay,
that?
so I'm
Tunnel's
assuming
kind of
that
crazy, okay?
Cuckoosaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Cuckoosaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Quiz.
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather clan use a special item to summon their Cuckoosaurs. What is that item?
I don't know.
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Okay, I wasn't paying
Ding, ding,
attention.
ding. Cuckoosaurs
Sound
live far
making
from
device,
the tribe
okay.
and from each other. So in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Cuckoosaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chasca, the Flower Feather clan's expert peacemaker, can help mediate the conflict.
Knitch mentioned that her method
Peacemaker.
of mediation is silencing
legs.
both parties. Is that true?
Well, that's only in special cases. Most of the time, Chasca barely needs to intervene. Everyone knows what she's capable of, so people usually find a way to set aside their differences when she shows up.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people, too.
Exactly. Chasca was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the Cuckoosaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chasca gained a lot of unique combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chasca is in your party, defeating
Interesting.
monsters will restore phlogiston to your party.
Cool.
While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chasca can ride and control her gun like a Cuckoosaur.
Oh, wait, let me see this demonstration again.
Defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night
So
Soul's
she just
blessing
straight up flies on her gun.
and
And she
control
can
her gun like
there's
a
some
Cuckoosaur.
stuff in the sky that allows you
The
to
Soul
restore your
Sniper
stuff.
doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to
So she's basically like a fucking magician from Hogwarts with her fucking magic broom, and she's collecting snitches along the way that restore her phlogiston.
interruption. It also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Wow. Mid-air perspective is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And Chasca's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's blessing state, Chasca's normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a
This is
charged
so
attack in the
funny
state
to look
will
at.
cause Chasca to enter a special
Oh, that's a lot of
aiming mode.
energy.
This allows her to lock onto it.
This looks so funny, chat. Dude, her gun is the weirdest design. Dude, she's like using her gun like it's a horse, kind of.
A set number of enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or
interesting.
Electro character in your party, one of Chasca's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to deal the corresponding type of.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the way that Chasca's bullet works is that it has like up to 6 fast shots in it, and each of those can potentially apply an element? Because that's what it looks like here, right?
Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an
So we've got Anemo, Pyro, Cryo, Electro. Does it
Elemental
do that in that
conversion.
order? Because it looks like it does.
to deal the corresponding type of elemental damage.
Whoa, no way.
Totally does.
So Chasca can directly deal other types of elemental damage based on the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time.
Wait, so is this an instant swirl then for all those elements? Maybe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too. Chasca fires a gale-splitting Soul Seeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage. The attack then splits into 6 Soul Seeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also go elemental conversions.
That's so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her
I
tribe,
mean, she's got a cool
the
design,
warrior-
but I'm really curious that on like, you know, her actual style of play. We'll see. This might make setup pretty good for her. I feel like she might have a strong niche.
from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who
Hello,
fail the
jokers.
flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Kukusaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you didn't need a Kukusaur to fly? If you could change the rules, then maybe there wouldn't be any wingless to begin with. Now, whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chasca will also be there to help us find the answer. So, be sure to check out Chasca's Tribal Chronicle
Really interesting
if
to
you're
see if
interested in
she's
what
a
happens.
supporter
Is
or
there
DPS.
anything else that you can tell us?
We'll see.
Ah, remember how I mentioned that Chasca was raised by Kukusaurs?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Her Saurian mother will make an appearance in this quest.
Her
Even though
Saurian
she's joined
mother?
human society, Chasca still goes to visit her Saurian mother on occasion, especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
That's
Aw,
sweet.
So Chasca still has the soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
That's cool. I like that.
Definitely. The Flower Feather clan is also the setting for the Archon quest Chapter 5 interlude. All
Nice.
fires fuel the flame.
New Archon
The
quest.
tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the travelers' help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1.
I
It's
see.
not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of
Mental
the Flower Feather
stress.
clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss.
Mental health,
And the
boys.
tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the
Iansan.
Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natlan to help those in need.
The people of Natlan
like the
really
first time that we
value
get to
unity,
see
don't they?
Yansan.
No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my
In more
favorite
detail.
things about Natlan. Oh, wait.
Whoa,
It looks like
Capitano's here
the
too.
captain will also be there.
Yes, the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may pick up on some interesting
Interesting.
information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in his regular interactions, but his secrecy here seems a little peculiar. So keep an eye out,
Interesting.
but of course, restoring Natlan's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natlan needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Night Wind, where the Ictomosaurs live.
Ictomosaurs.
That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Night Wind.
That's
The tribal
Ororon,
settlement
right?
offers a unique glowing
Or
landscape at
Ororon,
night.
however you pronounce
If you
the name. I
venture
forgot.
even further,
already.
then you might encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomosaur Elder, or one of the many shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit.
Well, it's kind of a cool
Plus,
design
the
though.
graffiti art is really incredible.
very
In fact,
ZZZ-like.
There's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers?
It's like a bird.
It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The Ictomosaurs can help us out. Ictomosaurs are known for their wisdom. They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal mains.
Whoa, okay.
Interesting.
Right. Ectomisaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump higher, move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ectomisaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, that watch time might be
that'll
nuts.
come in
That
handy
might
for
not be
solving
super
puzzles.
accurate. I don't know how it's
Definitely,
calculated.
especially in Tribal Chronicles Mictlan, which will become available in version 5.2. The first 2 acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ectomisaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ectomisaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Ororon can do it too. Like the Ectomisaurs, Ororon has the ability to rise into the air. He also has a keen sense
Ororon
of perception.
can
While
hover
charging
mid-air.
an aimed shot,
Okay.
Ororon will enter the Spirit Speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Ororon,
What the hell?
I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest,
Really
I
interesting.
thought that he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character. But as it turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah,
Papega a little
it's
bit,
kind
but
of
yeah.
unexpected, right? Is he really that sweet though? Just to think about all the sneaking around behind
Lots
his
of
granny's
height
back.
in this version.
True.
Chasca can
The
fly,
tribes people
Ororon
of the
can
Masters of the
levitate.
Night Wind are known for being
and hold his
eccentric. But
main position? I
Ororon
don't
really
know.
takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things
Gotta
his
see.
own way. I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Ororon is a bit different from the
Okay.
Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's Blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he
Interesting.
can maintain the Night Soul's Blessing state even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound different from the other Natlan characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Ororon gains
Oh, well,
Night
one.
Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Ororon can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst.
Okay.
He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies
Hydro or
after
Electro?
Ororon
Okay.
unleashes his Elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well
Is
with
he
Hydro
old school
and Electro
taser then?
characters.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Ororon can
Oh
consume
dear,
Night Soul
boys.
points to enter the Night Soul's Blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing electro damage.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So he is
So you need to
intended
pair him
for
with
the
right
old
characters
school
if you want him to
electro-charged
gain Night
composition.
Soul points, enter the Night Soul's Blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Ororon
We are
doesn't
getting the
need to be
reaction
on
buff,
the field
but I don't
to
know if that's
trigger
going to
the
impact it
Hypersense
enough.
effect.
You know.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off-field? That sounds really useful.
Totally. His Elemental Burst provides a convenient way to deal damage
Oh,
and
that's kind of
support
cool.
your party.
It's an off-field thing.
Ororon performs an ancient reach roll with his burst to summon a supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in.
Okay.
Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes,
Interesting.
with Ororon in your party, dealing with large groups of enemies
I guess
should
that's
be a
not
lot
bad,
easier.
but we have to really
And
see
speaking
the
of making
the
things
range
easier,
of like how
Ororon
well
can
it
also
taunts.
improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ororon really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
XD.
Cool. So we introduced two of the upcoming regions in this update.
I
the
see,
Flower
chat.
Feather
Alright.
Clan and the Masters of the Nightwind. But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region.
Oh, a new
It's
area
called
showcase.
Ochkanatlan.
Oh, I
Ochkanatlan.
think we caught a glimpse
Okay.
of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower Feather Clan.
Ochkanatlan.
It's really beautiful from far away, but
Looks
those clouds
almost
look kind of
broken.
ominous.
Oh,
It looks
oh God.
completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes. This is a restricted area in that land due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon.
Slay the dragon. Oh
Unfortunately,
shit.
none of them have ever returned.
Dragon slaying
The
time.
Flower Feather clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait,
Maddie,
did you
thank you
say
so much for
slay the
20 of tier
dragon?
1.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I
Appreciate
know we
that.
introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is
Whoa.
actually really terrifying.
What?
It occupies this ancient city and
Yo.
guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will attack without
Bro,
hesitation.
can you fight that?
Okay, that's
It just
pretty
flies
concerning.
around
It's
summoning
easy
fireballs.
to take human-saurian coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanatlan to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage.
Ochkanatlan.
Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh, what's
What
that?
the f
This
is
is
that?
a very important companion
like a
who will
Pokemon.
help us explore Ochkanatlan. His name is Kokoweek. As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job.
Petlosaur.
Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatlan is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokoweek comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokoweek has enough power, you can take him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore Ochkanatlan with two companions, Kokoweek and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One awaits in
Interesting.
version 5.2.
Exploration
This update
based.
will bring us
Okay.
one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar saurian companions can also help us explore Ochkanatlan. For example, with the help
Whoa.
of a Kaholasaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks.
What is that?
With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish?
What?
Does this mean we can fish in that land?
Yes, but I've got some friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring Ochkanatlan. Some of the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to
Whoa.
mimic powerful enemies.
Whoa.
High-level monsters such as the tenebrous Papilla can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's true. The Abyss has corroded Natlan's ley lines,
Holy
allowing
shit.
these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from Tevat.
How do we
Oh,
defeat
okay,
them?
keeps on
Travelers
switching.
will need to use
Whoa,
elemental attacks
okay.
to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows
Okay,
them
Chasca
to take
looks
damage
really
and
strong. Wait,
cause
do you guys see
enemies
that? Chasca looks really strong at destroying the shields.
protective void wards. Doing
Like
so
6
allows
attacks?
them to take damage and causes
Seems
them
pretty
to
good at
enter
that.
a brief state of confusion. Night Soul aligned elemental attacks are especially effective against these wards.
Wow, the Abyss has gotten so
Okay.
advanced.
New
It's scary
boss,
to think
Tenebrous
about how much
Papilla.
harder these fights will get if these
That
abyssal
one's a little
monsters
interesting.
continue
It's
to
definitely
evolve.
a little interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2. Just like in version
Exploration
5.1, travelers can
rewards!
earn up to 400 extra primo
Extra
gems.
primo gems.
And the rewards will be available
Nice.
all the way through version 5.3. It's now time to introduce the event wishes.
Event
In the
wishes.
first half of version 5.2, travelers can look forward
Got
to
it, so we
event
get the new
wishes
characters
from
the first half.
Chasca and Lenny. Ororon will also receive a drop rate boost.
Chasca and Ororon.
And in the second half
available.
of version
Oh, what
5.2,
the
we'll have returning event wishes for Zhongli and New Villette. The weapon banner will
Zhongli?
feature a new 5-star bow,
Oh.
Astro Vulture's Crimson Plumage, and 2 new Natland specific 4-star weapons.
I see.
Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
All right, so that's the second break, not first one. Chasca and Ororon are going to be very, very promising in phase 1. And honestly, phase 2 doesn't even look that bad, right? We've got Zhongli and Nivelette. I mean, I don't really have to say much about them. Neuvillette is literally like the #1 most used DPS on the planet. And then Zhongli is, well, he's Zhongli, right? If you need him, you need him. If you don't, you don't. He's one of those dads where he's always gonna be there. Not gonna do much in terms of damage, but he's got a lot of crowd control and a lot of survivability. It looks bad with Zhongli's weapon. Wait, does that mean Vortex Vanquisher is coming back?
And New
It does,
Villette,
right?
the weapon
That means in second half, Vortex Vanquisher, the worst spear in the game, is gonna come back. Wait, that's actually impressive, dude. Okay, and then the first half, we've got Linny and Chasca. So that means we have First Great Magic for the bow, and we also have Chasca's signature. And then Ororon is a catalyst user. Looks like it, right? Or is he also another bow user? He's a bow? Then why do they have the 4-star bow here?
banner will feature a new 5-star weapons.
Right here. What is this catalyst for then? Wave Riding Whirl? Is that supposed to be intended for someone in the future or something? That means there's no catalyst user besides Neuvillette. And I don't think that this is a F2P weapon for Neuvillette. It might be Sasuke, boys. Not sure. All right, that's solid though. At least in the first half, we'll have Chasca, Ororon. In the second half, we have also some high profile characters. So probably we got some pull videos incoming then. It seems, so chat, if you guys noticed in this live stream, there's actually very low showcasing on combat. Like for the most part, Chasca looks to be a support role type of character. And then Ororon is like an off-field electrocharge kind of character. I don't feel any DPS coming through. Maybe Chasca is because of her 6-shot thing, but we'll see. Yeah.
Be sure to check them out if you're
Yeah, and Archon is not 5.2, so maybe 5.3 then?
interested.
All right, it's time for our first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
Catalyst looks like a Mualani, possibly. All right, it's walking through. Let's move on.
Into the event.
Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back. Let's
XDD
dive
walk.
straight into the event section.
4-star
So in the first
sword.
event, we'll get to
I see,
learn
okay.
more about the Masters of the Nightwind.
That's right. In the version 5.2
Citlali
event,
and
Iktomi
Ororon.
Spirit-Seeking Scrolls, travelers will team up with Citlali and Ororon to get to the bottom of a mysterious
Sword looks
accident
cool.
that occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's woven scrolls and gather lost spirits scattered throughout the region. Travelers will only be able to uncover the truth if they collect all the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along the way, including Primo Jams.
Ooh, I really
Primo
like the vibe
Gems.
of this event.
Oh, what is
it
this?
looks like Citlali is performing some kind of ritual. It's
Looks kind of
also
interesting.
mysterious.
Okay.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Definitely.
Citlali and Ororon have some really fun dialogue in this event.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of fun, let's get into the event gameplay.
Event
First up is
gameplay.
the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered roaming spirits
Oh,
into
wait,
specific
isn't this kinda like
zones
the
to earn
minigames,
points.
chat?
Pay attention to the conditions on the field if you want a higher score. For example, travelers can jump on stone slabs that appear on the field. These slabs will break open and release even more spirits.
Whoa!
Storms may
okay.
also appear during the game. You
Yeah,
can
so this is
track
basically
down
the same
spirits
thing
more
as one of the
effectively
previous
if you
events we
pay
had.
attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete the objectives.
Okay.
Completing all of the objectives will award you the Banishing Aura, which allows you to deal AoE damage by spraying paint at enemies.
That paint really matches the Masters of the Nightwind's aesthetic.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's super cool.
Basically, Chasca's
and
one-shotting
so
these
does
after
the
she
Spirit
gets this
Loom
stuff.
in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a woven scroll.
Interesting.
Make sure that you pay attention to the order and positions of the fragments.
Oh, you have to
Oh,
recreate
there's
the
something
image.
else that we should
Okay.
mention. Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event.
Calamity of Eshu.
The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial artifact.
I totally agree.
Who can we use for
and
a
this
sword
event
right
will
now,
allow
though?
travelers to learn more about
No one,
Natlan's
right?
secrets. For example, this quest will
Mualani,
reveal
Catalyst,
new clues about a
Spinach,
mysterious
Claymore.
and legendary place, the Mare
It
Javar.
does not look like it's for
we've been
Shieldman
hearing
at
about
all,
this
but
place
maybe.
since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to
Maybe
get some new
possibly.
information. On
It's
a
a
related
purple.
note, the Adventurers
Yeah, we'll
Guild
see.
has prepared a new trial for its members. active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the
Pyro
Traveler.
Traveler. Okay,
Travelers
shut
will
up,
need to
chat, bro.
complete
Like, it's-
various challenges with designated characters and fully leverage their skills
Holy
to earn
shit.
rewards.
Okay, this is like
I
Mario
know
Maker
you're up to the
kind
challenge,
of, right?
Travelers.
Totally
Good
does.
luck.
In Mondstadt-related news,
Totally
the
looks like
Knights
Mario
of
Maker.
Favonius are conducting a war game to
Not
improve
just
security
Solali?
tactics
You think
in the
Solali's a
region.
sword wielder?
And who better
Possibly.
to test these tactics than the honorary knight?
Possibly.
Be sure
I can
to
see
pay
it.
close attention to the game, since the format has changed this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight automatically. Available combat units and stratagems are completely random, just to build some unpredictability into the wargame. The chances of encountering elite combat units increases as the wargame progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for travelers to use. It's a volatile environment, so do your best to
Volatile
win as many
environment.
rounds as possible, earn wargame medals, and collect the rewards.
Okay,
All right,
fair enough.
let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Exercise Surging Storm.
Oh, looks like they're selecting
Okay,
tactics.
auto, water,
Double
fire,
damage.
and
It sounds
Nemo.
powerful.
Okay. Wait, TCG?
Whoa, it's automated.
Wait, what is
Cool.
going on?
The elemental reaction effects are completely
Wait,
different.
what is going on here?
This brand new heated battle mode is called Automatic Artistry.
Auto?
Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every
Auto
elemental reaction.
TCG?
Choose cards that align with your strategies
Is
to
this
trigger
auto
powerful
TCG?
elemental
Why does
reactions.
Bennett have
The
44
effects will
HP?
change depending on how you play. In addition,
What?
the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation
What is
TCG
going
after coming
on?
back from Natland. Talk about whiplash.
Okay, that is very
That's
like
right. Even
auto
if
battle
you've
s
never
like
played Genius
TFTS and stuff like
Invocation
that.
before,
I don't know if I
really
like that in
recommend checking
Genshin
out
though.
this new gameplay
I don't know if I
mode
like that
in
in
version
TCG.
5.2. The new version will also bring a few updates to regular
I'm not sure,
Genius
man. I'm not sure
Invocation
about that.
TCG.
Do you ever feel a little cooped up while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool. Once you've managed to deduce their location, you'll be able to track
Oh,
them
I see.
down.
So you have to hunt
Once
down the
animals
animal
are safe and
using,
sound,
like, reverse
travelers
engineering
will
their
receive
vision.
a gift from the mysterious
Oh,
figure
I
who
see,
adopted
okay.
them. I feel like Ororon would really shine in this event. He's definitely an animal lover.
It's just a separate
I
mode.
can
Got
see
it.
that.
Okay.
I'm sure that he would
Well,
jump
if it's
at
for
the
free
chance to meet
primos, it
animals
should be
from
fast,
other
right? Because you can
nations.
auto battle
Yeah.
it.
Finally, the Leyline Overflow event will return in version 5.2.
Alright,
if
double
you need
drops.
Mora or character
Yeah, double
EXP
drops.
materials, then keep an eye out.
Okay.
Alright,
business.
let's dive into some updates and game optimizations. First up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater.
What's going on here?
Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the Fantasia Tome to continue. Travelers provided
QOL?
feedback that this setup interrupted their experience. So, this will no longer be the case in version 5.2. Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Oh,
Nice.
okay,
Travelers
so
can
that's
now
just
enjoy the
QOL
thrill
update.
of combat without any interruptions.
And
That's
for
fair.
all
I mean,
the
it's just
generous
time saver.
travelers
It's
who like to
definitely time saver.
configure supports for their friends,
are necessary
a
to add.
supporting caster record has been added in the new update. You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting cast screen.
Oh.
It'll be nice to know that our supports are helping people out.
Yup. Oh, and the party configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides
of QL.
elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics,
Hey, that's
and
pretty
marker-
cool. Hey, this is a first. On field, off field, DPS support, right? I believe.
Imaginarium Theater will now
And
feature recommended row
elemental, yeah. So on field, off field, DPS support, and also elemental filters.
icons,
Okay.
elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll occasionally put together a random team if I've just started experimenting with some characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it easier for
Yeah,
travelers
definitely
to form
good
the
QL
best
updates.
teams.
Right?
Yes. Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experience.
As travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experience. So surely we're going to get proper artifact loadouts if we continue to provide valuable feedback, right? And not everything except the thing that we want, right?
Okay, let's introduce the other
Surely.
system optimizations coming in version 5.2.
Oh.
You can outsort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them. from
Okay,
the
I mean, this is good. Every single day when you farm artifacts, having to scroll down in your inventory to try to find where the new pieces are is fucking annoying. I do like this. This will help a lot when you open up your inventory now. That's
most
fine.
recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and
faster?
cooking dishes are now shorter.
Oh, they're faster now. 07 to the OG animations, chat. We're now in iPad era. We're now in TikTok app era. 07 to the OG stuff. Now it's literally just click and then, yeah, then no animation, just done.
in length.
Yes, sir.
That's really nice. The dev team designed a lot of intricate animations
it's
for
good
these
to have,
features,
chat.
but it can feel
Life
a
moves
bit
too fast
frustrating
now.
when you have to watch them over and over again.
There will also be several optimizations for the Serena teapot. The seed dispensary can now hold more of every type of seed. You'll be able to purchase wood at the realm.
You know, it's really interesting, chat. The way that games are designed nowadays, they need to capture your attention, but not take too much of your time. Isn't that crazy?
Realm Depot in exchange for realm currency. In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it'll be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been meaning to use some
Yeah,
cool
it's
replicas
basically
in my Serena
like-
teapot, but I'm always short on
People
wood.
get older and
So
have
this
less
should
time
be
to do
really
things, but they still
helpful.
want to enjoy
Nice!
it.
I'm so excited for you.
So yeah.
Oh, and optimizations have been made to artifact locking. The updated lock
Artifact
assistance
locking.
interface will allow you to configure lock settings with a single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the
Guys, we're getting closer. We are so close to getting presets for individual characters. And so on the UI for the artifacts, we're gonna be able to have maybe, 2 to 3 presets for artifact setups. And then we'll be able to see which are preset. And so we can sort by things that we don't need anymore. Surely. And then when you select a preset, it'll be like, oh yeah, but some of these artifacts are used on other characters. You'd be like, yeah, okay, I don't care. Surely, guys.
recommended general
We're
lock
so
plan
close.
and set lock plans.
So
This will
close.
make it much faster to organize your inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the artifact domain challenge screen and the artifact acquisition screen. This should
Okay.
make it easier for travelers to configure their locking
that's
rules
fine.
whenever
That's
they
cool.
want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark their favorite artifacts and filter by
chat,
stars
you can
to
mark
quickly track them
artifacts
down.
to show off your
Finally,
pieces now.
treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Xlice and time trial challenges.
So this is good
A
for
quick swap
100%ers.
feature will also be added for treasure
Nice.
compasses and Oculus resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Awesome.
Be
That's
sure
pretty
to
cool.
check out future announcements for more
That's pretty
details
cool.
on the version 5.2 optimizations.
All right, that was a lot of info, so this seems like a good time for our second break.
It's time for the third redemption code.
Chad, do you guys think this is lore accurate? You think this is lore accurate? Chasca can fly this high above the pillar of sacred flame. All right, so it seems like that was almost it. We got a little bit more, and then we can wrap up the stuff. Let's see.
Back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to share. After the version
Oz?
update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S.
I don't know what that
Log
means, but
into
sure.
Genshin Impact on Xbox Series
Hog!
X and S consoles to receive the Wind Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined.
shit.
Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate
Glider.
members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Awesome.
All right, that should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to
Never
all the new
Nintendo
characters.
Switch chat.
Chasca and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her travel chronicle unfolds because she has such an amazing personality. And Ororon seems like a very layered character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natlan storyline, and we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am, so it's just exciting to see another platform become available for everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, that's literally it. That's literally it, chat. That is the due deal. That is done with this special program. Honestly, feels filler patch. Agreed. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that this patch is basically just new region, new area, but in terms of content, there's not really much. We've got both Chasca and Ororon coming out in the first phase, which is cool, but even the live stream itself didn't really go super in depth on the gameplay of the characters. So it seems really kind of like focused on the new map area, the fact that the new Feather Flower Clan or whatever it's called is focused on flight. So we've got Chasca who can ride her gun. We got Ororon who can levitate in the air with his charge shot or whatever the we've second half got Zhongli and Neuvillette, which probably is going to have some interest. Neuvillette is a very popular character, one of the most universal DPS choices that you can get. Zhongli is Zhongli. He's going to have his big shield, going to have his CC is what it is. We got a lot of quality of life though, which is kind of nice. So yeah, this patch is basically kind of slow, right? 100%ers are going to enjoy it. An Archon quest, which we can enjoy. New characters to enjoy. Yeah, I would say that 5.1 was a more filler patch than this. I feel like they're both relatively similar. It's fine though. There's nothing wrong with that, chat. That just means that we do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the QL is really interesting to me. We have a lot of optimizations to artifact locking, artifact sorting, marking your favorites, but we don't have presets, which is fine. Hopefully soon. Imaginarium Theater has gotten a little bit smoother, which is nice. Right, and we got this auto TCG thing, which I don't really understand if anyone's gonna actually use it, but we will see, I suppose. Crafting is a slight bit faster, and yeah, we've got the whole new region. Okay, that's basically it in terms of the special program. For me personally, what can I look forward to? Pulling new characters and pulling Zhongli Neuvillette. If anyone out there from either YouTube Frogs or my Twitch Frogs, I want to do some viewer summons, totally fine. I will have to see if I'm going to do a build video. I probably want to because it's a new character. It's always fun to practice a little bit. So we'll see how Chasca and Ororon builds. Might do a Chasca build video. I'll have to ask CC-kun if he is C6ing Chasca, and maybe we do a little test drive if he's willing to offer his account for that. But yeah, besides that, probably gonna focus more on account reviews, character reviews, that kind of stuff. And then we'll see about patches in other games as well. Okay? Didn't the Archon quest part say coming soon? So is it not during 5.2? I thought, hold on, let me see.
Also the setting for the Archon
Oh, it's an
quest.
interlude. So it's not an act. That's fine then. I mean, okay, in terms of like the people who like were narrating the story, honestly, you can't really blame them, right? It was as expected. They did as good of a job as anyone who's gonna read a script is gonna do. It's obviously long. 36 minutes for a special program like this is very, very long, but they were just explaining all the new stuff. And you know how Genshin is, chat. Genshin is a lot more casual focused. So when they explain things in casual terms. Everything is like more focused on the comfortability and accessibility, you know? Keep in mind, Hoyo isn't using AIs. They're avoiding it. It's the studio they work with that wants to use AI, which is why Paimon's VA isn't on strike since she's with a different VA studio. Dude, this shit is complicated. Both of them deserve a spot as NPC in Genshin Impact. I mean, they're fine. All right, chat. That's gonna wrap it up, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna enjoy building Chasca when she comes out. We'll see what we got for content. Okay, business. Okay, business.